Wednesday's 9th episode of Survivor, David vs. Goliath, ended with the Davids mastering the art of hidden advantages in order to even out the numbers 5-5 against the challenge-dominating Goliaths. After Nick Wilson stole Alison Raybould's vote, much to her chagrin, and Carl Boudreaux nullified Dan Rengering's idol, the Davids were able to vote Dan out with a clear majority, despite Alec Merlino and Cara Kay ultimately voting against fellow Goliath member Angelina Keeley. Alec and Cara's votes are key heading into the next episode because it lays bare the fracture that has always existed in the Goliath tribe, and there's no chance Angelina is going to accept those votes against her calmly. If the Goliath alliance does in fact split, the Davids will maintain power even though the numbers are even. Regardless of how the next few votes go, all signs point to Davids, as a whole, having the upper hand and keeping that through to the end, so there's no reasonable ranking that doesn't put all 5 Davids at the top and all 5 Goliaths at the bottom. Agree or disagree with my power rankings? Comment with your own below and be sure to sound off about what I'm wrong about. 1. Christian Hubitsky, no change. 2. Nick Wilson, no change. 3. Gabby Pascuzzi, no change. Christian has yet again managed to escape the threat of all the Goliath members, including his own sort of allies Alison and Alec, wanting to vote him out. And now he has his own immunity idol to use for his and/or his alliance's protection. After proving that they're capable to successfully using advantages to their favor, we can only assume that Christian's idol will also be put to good use when the time is right, if ever necessary. Nick and Gabby are still Christian's closest allies, and the 3 of them have not shown any sign of wavering. 4. Davey Rickenbacker, up 25. Carl Boudreaux, up 2. In the previews for the next episode, it appears that Gabby and fellow David member Carl get into a personal disagreement that could potentially split the Davids in half. Because Christian, Nick, and Gabby appear to be the closest aligned of the 5 Davids, I can see a situation where they sacrifice Carl as a way of earning trust back with Alec, Cara and Alison, and in order to appease an emotional Gabby. It's also possible that Gabby just goes rogue and votes with the Goliaths to take out Carl without the help of any other Davids. Either way, Carl could be one of the next eliminated, and that will put Davey in a situation where he's vulnerable simply because he auditioned for the show. Podcast 6, Cara Kay, up 27. Alec Merlino, down 28. Alison Raybould, down 4. Even though Nick stole Alison's vote, because Cara and Alec both voted with the Davids, actually they voted Angelina, a sign that they were willing to follow through with Cara's original plan of splitting the votes with the Davids and cast Dan used an idol. There remains a chance that these 3 can still work with the Davids going forward. Alison is in the most precarious position because I think she'll be paranoid about Nick stealing her vote, as opposed to, say, Angelina's. In fact, the Davids probably trust her the least because she seems like the most strategic of the remaining Goliaths. Meanwhile, Cara has been floating under the radar for quite some time, but showed some major guts this week when she turned on her showman's Dan and was even willing to break tribal lines to further her own game. Hopefully the Davids recognize her willingness to work with them and they pull her in. Alec is in a similar position. He's earned trust with Nick by divulging Goliath secrets, but at the end of the day, even if these players work with the Davids for a vote or 2, they're still going to be on the bottom of a super tight alliance of Christian, Nick, Gabby. If they can manage to get Carl or another David voted out next, then there is some hope for a Cara, Alec, Alison path to the finale, but they may need to rely on Mike and Angelina in order to make that happen. Lol. 9. Mike White, up 110. Angelina Keeley, down 1. Honestly, I thought that Mike might have to pay for his quick betrayal of the Strike Force alliance, but that he went unscathed and unmentioned this week suggests that the Davids don't regard him as a threat whatsoever. The bigger threat could actually be Angelina, who the longer she stays, the more likely it is that she's taken to the end as the token. She'll never beat me with the jury, goat. Although Angelina is a fighter, and I expect her to seek revenge on Cara and Alec voting against her, she's still left without any true allies willing to work with her, so her path to a victory is super low. Like, impossibly low. Mike has Few allies left, too, but he at least once had trust built with others in the game, and I guess, see him making inroads the next 2 weeks. And finding a way to slither into an endgame plan with a small group. Neither have a chance at winning the game though, let's be real. Be sure to make your predictions to influence our reality TV racetrack odds. You can keep changing your predictions until just before the next live episode airs on CBS. You'll compete to win a spot on our leaderboard and eternal bragging rights. See our contest rules and sound off with other fans in our reality TV forum. Read more Gold Derby entertainment news.